Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another DC comic review, and as you can see I'm now presently reviewing Tom Taylor's Nightwing issue 83. And as you know, first things first, the rating of the cover. Now, as you can see here, I've also got a variant cover, to which I really like. I think it's probably the better one compared to the first one. So, do these stories in any way, shape, or form connect to something that's happening inside the story? In some part, it does. For the first cover. Second part it doesn't, but I still gave it a rating anyway. So for the first cover I gave it a 6 out of 10. For the second cover, hey, what can I say? I think the dog is the star in this. A 7 out of 10. So time to move into the internal art. Now jumping into the art at the beginning of the story. And as we're here, we've got Melinda Zucco, with May Lee, and of course Dick Grayson. Really love the art in this. I think the art in this is really well done. But what about the story? Well, we'll worry about that when we get to that. Now, this has to do with Dick Grayson, who's gone to see Melinda Zucco. I'll now move to the middle. And as we jump to the middle of the story, we've got Dick Grayson escaping from Blockbuster. And last but not least, towards the end of the story, where we've got Dick Grayson preparing to move on to make a speech. We've got Blockbuster, who's killed someone. Oracle, Barbara Gordon, May Lee and Melinda Zucco. This I really liked. This I thought was really good. Especially this bit here, because we get to see Damien respond, even Steph and Tim, and even Jason. It was a good addition to the story. So for the overall internal art, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Moving into the story, of course, there are certain things that I enjoy in my stories. Were there any comic references of any kind? Well, seeing that Heartless is returning, it probably wouldn't hurt to include a comic reference to, I think it's comic issue 80, to which he made his first appearance. And knowing that he will return and be connected to what's going to be happening in Fear State. No, there were no comic references. In regards to time, as to when things were taking place, about the only thing we got was the next morning. Pretty lazy, I must admit. You could have said next morning at 9 a.m, 10 a.m, or even 11 a.m, or midday of next day. It would definitely help improve the story. The location, of course, we know it's Bloodhaven, but he didn't even give us the location of where the hell Nightwing was giving his supposed speech. The cast of characters consisting of Nightwing, Blockbuster, Melinda Zuko, Mei Lee, Oracle, Red Robin. No, I'm not going to call him Robin, but I am going to call Tim Drake Red Robin. Leslie Tompkins, who he actually meets up with. Lucius Fox, and of course, last but not least, Superman. For this, overall, I gave the story a 5 out of 10. I'm really wondering if I should start to throw this comic into the Fool's Gold, because it is missing important elements that make the story good. Personally, I don't want to do it. Why? Because I like the character of Nightwing. But I might just give you a story which was actually pretty good. And no, it's not from Tom Taylor. It's actually from, surprise, surprise, Nightwing. So consider this a bit of a bonus in the video. Now, as you can see there, this is from the Superman Red and Blue. And the special was written here by Tom King. Written by art by Paulo Rivera, and Steve Wanos doing the letterings. I'll now go to where that story is. This is some of the art around the beginning. Some art around the middle. And I must admit, I'm going to call this a bit of a one-off good story from Tom King. And last but not least, some art towards the end. Personally, I would rate this story higher than what I rated Nightwing. If I were to give this story a rating, I would probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. Well, until then, let's keep colourful and have yourself an awesome day.